Hey folks, John with Complete Technology Solutions, your friend in the computer business. I have wanted to do this since the day we got this thing in here, guys. Let's have some fun. Here we go. You know, every now and then we get these guns in here that the day you open them, they scream, "You gotta mod me. We have got to be upgraded. Our potential is hindered behind plastic and aluminum." And they're right. We can absolutely mod these things, and that's what we're going to do. Today, we're working on the PepperBall Compact. This thing is little. Now, if you guys didn't see the video on this thing, I'll toss a link up here for you. You know, in and of itself, it's a pretty decent little gun. I'm not real fond of the way it loads, but that's kind of like the HDP50. I'm not fond of 8 Gram CO2 cartridges, but hey, the burner uses them. So, you know, there's give and takes on both sides. However, when it came to actually firing it, this is the kind of result we were getting as far as the velocity was. Check this out. And I think we can do better. And that's what really matters. We're going to see if we can make it better. So we're going to crack this open. Guys, I have got, you would not believe me if you saw the slate of videos I have planned for you guys that's coming up. We're going to be doing, well, first of all, you guys remember the company that sent me in that, the stick shot, right? Well, they sent me in another thing they've got called a pin shot. And I am intrigued by this for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is because of one of the pieces that it's actually got built into it. It's kind of like, it's almost eerie when you hear it. Yeah, you'll get a kick out of that one. Not to mention, I got something else coming up that's going to be kind of comical. Y'all remember the bug assault? Yeah. Yeah, if you forgot that one, let me throw another link up here for you. That thing is neat. It's a whole lot of fun. Strangely enough, that more resembles like a Springer airsoft gun than anything else, but the new version resembles one of these, and I'm thinking, if you're a bug, you don't want to be in the area. We'll be getting to that one soon too. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. You guys have already seen the unboxing of this, so we're just going to go ahead and get to the weapon itself. By the way, I wanted to open this on stage so you guys can see that I have not modified the weapon. It's brand spanking new. Now, one thing I can tell you about these that are a little different, and I saw this right off the bat. If you take a look at the side of the weapon, you're going to notice that you've got screws on the side instead of the push pins. That's good and bad. I've noticed it on the HDP50, and by the way, I want to address this right now. A lot of people have been asking. The HDP50, everything is push pins. I mean, until you get down to the actual aluminum housing itself, it's all push pins. That's hunky and dory, but if you assemble, disassemble, assemble, disassemble, sooner or later, those are going to start to loosen up, and you're going to have to use some sort of a, I don't want to say an adhesive because you don't want to put glue in there or you're stuck forever, but something to hold them into place. Whereas with screws, you don't have to worry about that. Now, on the HDP50, guys, and please take note of this, if you do the mod, and I'm assuming it's going to also apply to this one once we do this mod, if you do the mod to them, remember that the ammo you're firing matters. Once you mod this, it's a self-defense gun, guys. You're going to pick it up, you're going to pop it, you're going to fire to defend yourself. The idea is these were never designed to take that much power and just plink every single day. Eventually, you're going to wear out the seals inside. Now, the seals are cheap. They're easy to replace, and I will be making videos on how to do those here shortly. But just keep in mind, that's if you ever have one, and like say you're out there and you pop it, and it just out the front, that's because you've blown the seal inside of it. Not a big deal, but it is something you have to replace. So keep that in mind when you're doing this mod. Once you do it, this is a self-defense weapon. So, all right. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got going here. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 screws. They look like they are small Phillips. One other piece of advice, guys, I try to give is a lot of these screws, and this is all just being open with you guys, I have disassembled one of these before. Once you break down what you're about to see here, all of the screws on the inside are different lengths. So make sure, my suggestion is you leave the screws in place when you unscrew them, and then just take them with the, you know, whatever you've taken apart, leave it with them. That way you don't have to worry about them. You can see that middle one is short, that front one is really long. All right, pulling out this one and pulling out the back one. Now, this is sandwiched in two halves. So in a way, actually, guys, this mod is quite a bit easier than the HDP50. All right, once you get these screws out, what you're going to do is you're going to lift up on the plastic on both sides, and you're going to see it comes right up and comes right off, and set that aside. And then this will come right out of the bottom here, guys. Now, what I want to show you, and this is actually kind of important too, that just kind of sits in there. You'll see there's a piece of plastic that holds that, just like that. All right, and this is your little mechanism to load and unload this. Now, if you look at this, guys, this is like a baby version of an HDP50. It is exactly the same valve system. However, getting to this is a whole lot easier because the valve block in this is not aluminum or brass, it's plastic. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to need our little electrician screwdriver, or excuse me, electrician's pliers to pull that out. Oh, if you guys don't have electrician's pliers, this is a question I get a lot. Another trick that I found, and let me see if I've got a pair over here somewhere. If you use regular old cutters, you guys have seen flush cut nippers, they fit those holes perfectly, just like that. And you can actually unscrew it using these. But obviously the best method is to use the tool that was designed for it. These are electrician's pliers, all right? You guys can see what they look like here. Basically, you guys can pick these up for $3 or $4 at an Ace Hardware. They're not that expensive, but if you're going to do a lot of these mods, they do come in real handy. So take two little ends, put them in a little hole, and unscrew the back. I am really curious. So the first time I did this mod, guys, the plastic valve block was really in there, and I actually disassembled all the way down like we do on the HDP50 in order to get to that block and pop it out from the back. But then I discovered something else. All right, so take a look at that. You guys can see up in there. See how that's a plastic valve block? All you need is a screw, guys. One simple screw. Dowel it in with a screwdriver. Out it comes. Watch this. Here we go, guys. So I find that deck screws work a little better. I didn't actually have a deck screw. What I did have is one of these little tiny screws here, though. Screw it into the back, get it started, then take your screwdriver and screw it in just a tiny bit. Now, once you get this in here, and I'm going to try to keep it on Stumpy here so you can actually see it. You don't have to go super far, guys. You just have to get it in there just a little bit, just like that. See how that's in? It's not even straight. It's just in. Okay. Take your pair of pliers, which I got right here. See, I told you guys it's a functioning desk or workbench. So grab this thing and pull it out. And out it comes. You guys hear that? Now, there's also going to be, and I want to show you this too. So there's the valve block itself. All right. And it is 100% plastic, guys. You can see the only goal of that is to restrict airflow. So I guess theoretically you could just drill that out a tiny bit if you wanted to give yourself some more airflow, but this is going to give us a lot more. All right, now if you look down in there, you're going to see an O-ring, and hopefully this Stumpy is picking that up. We're going to remove that O-ring because we don't want that in the mechanism or gumming anything up. So let's pull that out. There we go. And it fell on the table here somewhere. Not that it matters. We're not going to use it again. But at any rate, okay, so now the O-ring is out of there, as you can see. All right, and that, guys, is all there is to this mod. Let's go ahead and put it back together. So we're going to put this back on. So as you can see from a mod standpoint, this is quite a bit easier than the HDP50 because these screws means you don't have to have like a punch or a nail or anything like that. Just do it. All right, so let's go ahead and screw this back on here. And we're going to secure it. There we go. All right, so that mod has been performed. As you can see, everything is working as it did before. Let's go ahead and reassemble the weapon. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it out here and chrono it against the chrono readings that we got last time and see if this actually made a difference. Be right back. All right, guys, just like that, we are all nice and reassembled. Oh, look, I found our O-ring. There's the little O-ring that we popped out that went flying out. So that actually goes with that seal, so as long as you're not going to use that, and we're not going to use that again anyway, but if you were, you could always put it back in. And I think, guys, as I was looking at this, I think that, you know, that screw method that we used, if you just nailed a screw in there a little larger than the hole, you could increase your airflow incrementally. So you could pop it open, you know, widen the hole a tiny bit, see if it works, widen the hole a tiny bit, see if it works, to get the velocity that you wanted on it. So actually, that could be a pretty modifiable system there. But Once again, that may be something we'll play with in the future, but for right now, max power. All right, let's go ahead and load this thing up. Tell you what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to load this up. You've seen us load on that last video. We're going to move out onto the range, and then we're going to put a couple down range and see if we can get some chrono readings out of this. I'm kind of excited. Let's see what we get. Here we go. All right, guys, so here we are. Yes, that is a Scully. And it has returned, and it wants to see if we can actually hit it. Now, you know the first couple shots, guys, are not going to be accurate. All we want to do is see if we can hit over this chronometer here. And let me see if I can get this into a position where you can see it, but I'm firing a little more straight. Hopefully we can hit it with the first round so we can go crazy on Scully there. All right, so we've got a new CO2 cartridge in here. We've got 4 rounds. Here we go. All right, no leaking, and we are popped out. All right, let me step back here, get my glasses on. By the way, somebody asked me about that the other day, what kind of glasses I'm using to shoot this. Do I look groovy? All right, here we go. See if I can actually get it over the chrono. I'm trying real hard, guys. Oh, my God, that's loud. Okay, nope, let's try it again. Yeah, 437, guys. Yeah. Can you see it? Can you see it? Hold on. These, by the way, are the standard rubber riot balls. These are not the steel-infused ones. Well, I think Scully, by the way, guys, this Scully is printed at 65% infill. This is practically solid, and that embedded in his head. Yikes. All right, I tell you what, I'm going to load up 4 more rounds just for fun, and let's see what happens. Hang on a second. So we're on the same CO2 cartridge, okay? I really want to see what happens on the same one to see how many shots we're going to get out of this. I'll see if I can get another chrono reading. No promises, though. So we got 3 more out of that, and you can see that the speed had actually dropped down to 339 on that last shot. So we ended up getting a total of 7 shots out of it with this mod. Now, granted... Oh, man, guys, I love this job. Granted, if you're in a combat situation, you're not going to be reloading this weapon. I mean, let's be honest about this. If you were out there and you had to fire this in your house, you're not going to be like, hold on a minute. Hang on just a second. Hang on. I'll be ready in just a minute. Hang on. Okay, now I'm ready again. No. Those first rounds have got to count. So when you fire those first rounds, guys, they need to hit your target. What do we say? Practice, practice, practice. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to put 1 more CO2 cartridge in here and launch a couple more down here at Scully because I want to. Be right back. Okay, guys, so here's what we've got. I've got you guys right up on Scully. Right here, you're about, I'd say maybe 5 feet away from him. I'm going to go back to our normal shooting area, and I'm going to see what this does. 4 new rounds, charged up and ready. And I'm going to see what it does to Scully. You guys get to watch it up close. I am still shooting from our 25-foot mark. Hang on a minute. Walking back. Get my glasses on. And, you know, somebody had mentioned that the slow-mo shots on that last video were pretty cool. So hopefully we'll get some out of this. Here we go. Let's see what it does, guys. Well, I think Scully took a bath in it, didn't he? Yeah. Let's go back in here. We'll talk about this. Be right back. You know, folks, I'm just going to say this outright. These Umarex guns are freaking awesome. I love the modifiable aspect of it. I love how hard they will fire after you upgrade these things. It's ridiculous. And I also kind of understand why they don't release them in their full power version straight from the manufacturer. Because the truth is, it's like anything else, man. This is personal responsibility at the end of the day. And if you go out and do something stupid with one of these, yeah, you're going to get what you deserve. So personal responsibility is a big thing to me, guys. You've heard me preach it 100,000 times. Learn your weapon, know your weapon, fire your weapon so that if you ever have to use it, you are familiar with it. You know where it's going to fire, how it's going to hit, and don't pull it unless you're ready to use it. But for something like this, after that mod's done, this is what I would consider. I would think this would be great to keep it in your glove compartment. Certainly something that'd be awesome to like sit on your nightstand. If somebody came in, pop those first 4 shots, it sounds like about maybe a powerful 22. It's loud. The exact same volume that we were getting out of the HDP50 when we fired it. So to give you any idea, definitely if you own this weapon, do that mod. It is 100% worth it. And yes, for those asking about the HDP50, I will also have modded versions of these available for sale too. So keep that in mind. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, the slate of videos I have coming up is crazy. Just stay tuned. You'll be able to see them coming here pretty quick. In fact, I may be dropping another one on Sunday that's one that I've been kind of excited about. So we'll see what happens. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.